What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Superpowers AI only battle thing results episode. Hope you're enjoying it. You seem to have enjoyed it the last few days where there's been lots of episodes, so that's good. But yeah, we did the results. I changed my mind. I was going to score it just on the top 5, but because there was actually only about 12, there was 12 civs left, so we just did the 10-point system and included all of them essentially. So we actually have a ranking that involves everybody instead of just like a top 10 and, you know, some honourable mentions. We're going to go over all 12 remaining civs. I've completely forgotten my predictions, so I don't think I was right. I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. So it doesn't matter. So there we go. And then we'll go through the info addicts. And then, yeah, I'll push the game on. We'll try to get some more turns done, see what happens, because there is some interesting stuff going on still. And yeah, those will be coming out later in the week. But to start with, in 12th place, we'll go over the score system again, just for any new people. But yeah, we use a lot of the info addict statistics. Not all of them. I'll go over those when we go through them. But yeah, you get 10 points essentially for coming first, 9 for second, all the way down, 8, 7, 6, down to 1 for coming in 10th. So in this case, 2 civs missed out on a point each time. If I'm not Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so in 12th place, we have last, essentially, of who remains. It is the Shoshone. They tried, that they were still around. There wasn't much left for them. They scored 3 points, so they came 10th on 3 of the statistics, essentially. So yeah, good job, Shoshone. You surviving was actually more impressive, so well done there. And then there's a how many points? They had 3 points in total. Then there's a 3-point jump to 11th place, which is Egypt. They scored 6 points. All of those were for coming in 10th place once. They never finished better than 10th, but they squeezed one. Their city's pretty good. So yeah, they did okay. So there you go. That is 11th place Egypt with 6 points. 10th, finally into the top 10, and 1 point ahead of Egypt because they came 9th in one category. I don't know which one. I can't remember, but I'm sure we'll see it. Is Germany. They snuck in to 9th place, which kind of makes sense. They had 4 cities most of the time, or 3 now. So there you go. They finished in 10th with 7 points. Right, we're going to crack up a little bit of a gear here. Every other civ, I believe, never missed out on points. So it was those 3 were always fighting for like last place to get the point on each statistic. But yeah, the rest of them, I believe, finished in the top 10 every single time. In fact, I think they had to, yeah, because of how the other points were given. So that is confirmed. 25 points ahead then of Germany, on 32 points is Brazil. So, sorry, didn't click the mouse, wasn't ready. Brazil, again, I mean, they're really small, pretty similar size to some of those other civs, but they have a bit more land, they have more units, they have better technology. The rainforest probably helps, they have a wonder. Just little things like that, I guess. But yeah, Brazil just finished repeatedly above them. I don't know, I didn't look into the actual numbers, was it that close? But Brazil always finished above those bottom 3. So that's why they're so far ahead with 32 points. Next up is 8th place and 13 points ahead of Brazil on how many? 45 points is just across here, the Inca. Yeah, much bigger in size than Brazil. We're starting to climb a little bit now up to 8th place. Good game from the Inca. Didn't do too much exciting stuff. Obviously played a role in the fall of the Aztecs and have done some stuff in the Pacific, but nothing too exciting. But yeah, fair enough. 8th place. Now we climb by another 9 points to 54, which is the Songhai. They did really well, and towards the end they actually looked really good. I thought maybe they could have snuck 6th place, but 7th is where they will finish up. Again, 9 points ahead, which is just a consistently getting 1 more point than the Inca, really, like 9 times. If you think about it, that's kind of what it is. That's how you could score 9 points, or even just one really good category. I don't know, but either way, Songhai get themselves 54 points. And they sit in 7th place. And now on to 6th with 16 more points and up onto 70 now. Because they were pretty much consistently 6th. And they were the only civ to regularly break into the top 5. Well, not regularly, but occasionally break in. I think the Songhai were in the top 5 once. And then the civ in 6th was in there maybe 3, 4, 5 times. And that is Siam. So congratulations, Siam. I think they had an interesting game. Not quite enough to be considered one of the top 5. There's still quite a gap between them and the other 5. But they did well. I mean, they have India, Southeast Asia, the Middle East. In the real world, you'd say that's definitely a superpower as such. So yeah, well done, Siam. 70 points. And now we have a bit of a jump, a 31-point jump, so nearly double the score. Or no, 50% more of the score to 5th place. Now 5th, 4th and 3rd are very close. It's 1 point between each of them. So it's 101, 102, 103, and then 1st and 2nd are a bit further ahead. So this is quite important. In 5th place on 101 points, maybe disappointing, surprisingly, was Rome. They came in. It didn't even load in, but there you go. Lots of units now. But yeah, Rome, 5th place on 101. A very exciting game they've had in Europe, particularly when you remember the conquering of Germany a while ago. So that's 5th. 4th on 102 is the Zulu, and I think they may have been higher, but a lot of their stats, like the units stat in particular, they were very low. Like, I don't even think they're in the top 5 for units. So stats like that didn't really help them. 3rd place, and a bit of surprise because I would have put them, I think I put them last out of the big 5 potentially, is Russia. So they snuck in 3rd again. Only one couple of points in it here, but 103 for Russia, and that leaves our big 2, China and the USA. One of them had 118, one had 125. So again, that's, you know, consistently being above them like 7 times by 1 position. It could be as low as that. It may have been just a few better overall statistics. But we will, one of them, I don't think either of them have won one of our games before. China have done well maybe a couple of times, but I don't think they've ever won. And the US to even be in the top 5 is absurd. We've never had that before. So I'll announce the winner, because, you know, obviously if I say who's second, it kind of kills the hype for who came first. But the winner was, with 125 points, I'm trying to spin it out because I've again forgotten to load up the video for the to get the comments to see who predicted correctly. So sorry about that. The winner is the United States of America. They did it. They pulled it off, which we sort of expected towards the end, and yeah, they got the job done. So credit to them. Right, there we go. I've got it up now, so I can congratulate everybody. But yeah, the US winning the game by 8 points, just ahead of China. There was some ridiculous statistics in the info addicts. We'll see them in a minute. Apparently they have 72 cities. Like, it doesn't look like they do, but they have been settling a lot in the little gaps. So maybe they do, but that is insane. So yeah, congratulations. And again, China did really cool stuff in the Pacific as well. So there we go. But we'll have a little look at the info addicts. But first, let's have a quick shout out. Here's the score graph. But let's quickly go through the comments. Who got it right? Here we go. There's a few here. Connor the Wall, congratulations. You predicted, and I feel like you've done it before as well. So congratulations. A vote for to pick the US is very brave. I don't want to miss anyone. Thomas Wiley, congratulations as well. Penn Roberts, congratulations. Sorry to the person who said the US would get stomped. Sorry, there's a lot of comments. Thank you, but it means more scrolling. Jan Okreglicki. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Zulu, China, Russia. Okay, that looks like it's it. Sorry if I've missed you. Let me know and I'll give you one at the start of the next one. But there we go. Those all well guessed. I guess China came second, so I came pretty close as well. Again, we're getting better. My picks aren't dying anymore. They're just coming agonizingly close. But as you can see, America really started to take the lead once they conquered the Shoshone. The Zulu actually sits second on score. Then it is Rome, just ahead of China. Bit of a drop to Russia, then a massive drop towards Siam, Songhai, Inca, Brazil, Egypt, Germany, Shoshone. I believe that, yeah, this is the Shoshone dying off. Look, I'm surprised they were only here. I thought they would have been, I guess if that's Siam, fair enough. But there you go. That's those lines. A bit easier to read now. Population, though. We'll go through the top sort of 10s here. Population, Russia has the most people in this world, 121 million. Just ahead of the Zulu at 113 million. America has 92 million. Rome 88. China way down actually at 61 million. That's half of what Russia has. And China is like twice as big in terms of size. I guess they have a lot of sea, but you know they do look a lot bigger. Siam then just outside that top 5 again, 42 million. Songhai 31 million. 20 million for the Inca. 11 million for Brazil. And just pipping Germany there with 4.3 is Egypt. Crop yield, America leads the way though, despite having a lower population. Maybe they'll climb upwards over time. with quite a big lead there. Then it is the Zulu, Rome, China, Russia. Big drop again to Siam, the Songhai, the Inca, Brazil, and then Germany. Actually, these are very small numbers at the bottom. Look at Brazil, 86. Tiny numbers. Production, a big one, and the US with a mammoth lead there, 500 million tons, almost. Then it is Rome, the Zulu, China, and Russia, all above a billion tons, essentially. Siam then there, Songhai, the Inca, Brazil, and Germany. Here we go. Biggest economy again goes to the US, which makes sense. They have the most production, just ahead of China, who only were just ahead of Russia. That is very surprising. Russia's doing well because I guess they can have cargo ships, but I don't know. They look kind of enclosed on the map, but that's not made a difference. Rome and the Zulu then 4th and 5th. Again, the Zulu maybe have had a lot of cargo ships being plundered, so that could be an issue for them. Siam then sits in 6th, 7th for the Songhai, Inca, Brazil, and Egypt. Actually tied with Germany there. That's a bit harsh. Land area, America leads the way by quite some distance at 10.3 million square kilometers. China then sits in 2nd at 7.2, the Zulu 6.96, Rome at 6.8. That's quite important because when they were fighting, that would have probably been one city flipping over would have been the difference. Russia then sits away back in 5th, Siam in 6th, Inca 7th, Songhai 8th, Brazil 9th, and Germany 10th. Military manpower goes to Russia, although it's very close between those top 3. Russia leads the way, then it's Rome, then China. The US actually a bit lower in 5th, or 4th, sorry. Siam is over the Zulu now with 1 million, just by 5,000. That's like literally like one maybe tick of damage on somebody. The Zulus sit outside there in 6th place. Songhai, Inca, Brazil, and Egypt. Right, we don't use approval or literacy. We do use all the ones we've gone through so far. So if you're new around here, no approval, no literacy. They're both covered elsewhere. Although actually approval is not really covered anyway because we don't use happiness either anymore. But there we go, and I'll explain why when we get there. Social policies: China and the US leading the way at 28. The Zulu at 26. Siam, Russia, Rome, Songhai, Brazil, Inca, Shoshone getting their point there. One of the 3 they achieved. Happiness is not used. Normally we don't use it because if I have to move a civ's spawn, they see all the wonders and that gives them a big boost in happiness that they may not get or may not have by the end. Some of them, the best civs will see them, but the others won't. This game that didn't actually matter, but I thought we'd stick to it and ignore happiness. I don't know how Siam has so much. That's insane. But yeah, we left it out. I don't know, would it have changed the results all too much? You can see China would have only got 1 more point than the US. Siam would have been a bit closer to the top guys, but like it wouldn't have made too much difference. I think the only difference it would have made is, yeah, you'd see the Zulu would have fallen to 5th place and Rome and Russia would have tied. Or no, Russia would have still beat Rome by 1 point. So there you go. That's all that would have changed. So it's not a massive thing, but there you go. If you want to believe that, it doesn't change the winner. So there you go. Technologies: China and Russia, the only 2 at the top of the tech tree, with quite a considerable lead as well over the Zulu on 72. Siam, Rome, and America all on 71. Brazil at 70. The Inca and Songhai at 66, and Shoshone again squeezed in. Obviously, this is a long-term statistic, so even though they're not very good anymore, all the advantage they've had from earlier in the game still kicked in. So that's quite a nice one for them. Right, net gold we don't use anymore because a lot of them do run negative, although it's not got so bad yet, although Rome is running very negative compared to the rest of the world. Germany and Brazil not so bad. Shoshone losing a little bit of money, but yeah, Egypt, the rest of them still fairly strong economies. I mean, these 3, Russia, America, and the Zulu, could sort of bear Rome's debt burden, such to say. Cities, here we go. 12th place, but Egypt with 1. Brazil and the Shoshone with 2, Germany 3, the Inca with 9, Songhai, I think this actually perfectly reflects the results, right? No, sorry, the Shoshone are a bit higher. Inca with 9, Songhai 11, Siam 20, Russia 24, 44 for the Zulu, 46 for Rome, 50 for China, and I would love to count this, but America apparently has 72. That seems a bit much, but maybe if we count it, that is the case. That does seem absurd, but maybe that is correct. Science output: China is leading the way, and then Russia, hence top of technology. America then sits in 3rd. Then it's a bit of a drop to the Zulu and Rome. Siam in 6th, Songhai, Inca, Brazil, and Germany. Right, scroll down. Culture output: America has the most influential, or not influential, but the most culture. Rome then in second, China third, the Zulu fourth, and Russia fifth. Although there's no real domination there, they're all pretty good numbers. Siam's actually much closer in that category. Songhai, Inca, Brazil, Germany fill out the list. Wonders, America leads the way with 11. I've just realised something that's very harsh on some of those bottom civs, but they're at the bottom, so it doesn't matter. I did not see that they were all on 0. I probably would have given them no points, but I did not see that. But it doesn't matter again. Egypt finished behind Germany, so it still doesn't make a difference. Russia with 9. Rome came in second place for 8 points. China, the Zulu, Songhai above Siam that time, the Inca, Brazil, and Egypt. Treasury we don't use because some do spend their money, some don't, and it can get very broken. And we don't want to punish the civs for having massive militaries in a game like this because we want to see the big wars, so we can't, we got to be careful. We don't use the faith ones again because some civs have just been stacking it forever because they didn't get a religion, hence the Inca, and they couldn't spend it. Stuff like that, so we don't use that. I might start using the actual religion, like if your religion wins, maybe there can be some bonus points for that. I don't know, let me know what you think about that. Influence, we didn't use it just because only 5 of them are influential, and as it's a tie, so they're all influential over one other civ. Brazil is probably the Inca. I think there's a suspicion that it's China over Rome, which is why they're working together and why Rome had a revolution, weirdly enough. I don't know how that's happened, but it happened. The US is again probably the Inca, or Brazil, or Germany, actually. Yeah, the US could be Germany. Russia, I have no idea who that is, to be honest. Could be any. They're not really near anyone who's smaller, unless it's Siam, which is quite impressive. And again, the Zulu, I don't know, maybe the Songhai or Brazil over the coast. I don't know. That's impressive if it is, but somebody. Great works. America has the most at 28. The Zulu 24. China at 20. Inca and Rome tied. There you go. The Inca scored big there. Songhai, Russia down. Siam, Brazil and Egypt. Trade routes we didn't use. I mean, again, it's not actually a tie completely, but there's quite a few ties and a couple ahead. And finally, tourism. China leads the way. It is the most popular tourist destination in this game. They have a lot of very nice islands as well. I'm sure China and Japan, obviously amazing locations too. Korea. Yeah, so that seems to make sense. Russia actually in second. I guess they had that big economy. I'm sure that they do own some great places as well around the Baltic Sea. And I'm sure there's some lovely places in Russia. They have Turkey as well. So yeah, they have a lot of attractive destinations. Where else do they have? I'm just trying to look on the map. They have all of the like East Black Sea region, like Azerbaijan, those sort of places. I think they're meant to be quite nice too. America then in third. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. They have they have all the USA, which I assume in real life is a huge tourist destination. I have not been, but there you go. Canada they have all of Canada. They have all of Mexico. Like they have the Caribbean. That's Hawaii. Those are all definitely big tourist destinations. Parts of Australia as well. Isn't the northeast coast of Australia? I have no idea of Australian geography. I don't know. Is that a popular place maybe? So that would make sense. The Zulu in fourth. I mean, yeah, they have like Argentina and not all of, but like 70% of Africa. So that's pretty cool. Rome in fifth. Bit surprising. You'd think there'd be more tourism in Europe, but I feel like Europe. This is something that happens in real life. There's a lot of intra-tourism, if that makes sense. A lot of people from the UK will like go on holiday in Spain and stuff. So I don't know why we're reading into this too much, but you know what I mean. Like maybe there's a lot of holiday within Rome, which is why they're fifth. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're fifth on the game mechanic. It doesn't matter. Brazil and the Songhai are actually tied, interestingly enough, which is surprising because Brazil was a war zone for the last like 30 turns. Siam ahead of the Inca. Egypt, not a very popular destination. I feel like they are maybe a bit of a, what's the word? They're one of those countries that's a bit, maybe has a dictator, because they're quite small, but they have every tile full of units. But they do need to protect themselves, so I understand that. Germany, not very popular. I mean, the US is absolutely wrecking them, so that makes sense. And they're just, the UK, I mean, come on guys, you can think of better tourist destinations, I'm sure. And the Shoshone have 0. That seems a bit harsh. I thought Iceland's a pretty popular tourist destination. I don't know about the Faroe Islands. I don't know how popular tourism is there. I don't know what there is there, but sure some people visit. But there we go. That's all of that. We'll have a quick look at the religion overview, and then we'll come back at the appropriate point. I don't want to say exactly what turn it will be, because if nothing happens, it might be 400. If loads of stuff happens, we might do like 310, 320, 330, not as separate episodes, but I'll show you incrementally what's going on or if like nothing happens, as I said, we'll just go so far into the future, or not very far actually. We'll probably just give up at about 400 if nothing's happened. But here we go. There's actually 4 pretty big religions. Confucianism from the Songhai is won out with 70. I believe that is in a lot of Europe, which is why it's done so well. As well as being, I mean, Egypt's Islam religion is still really strong in Africa, and I'm guessing sort of the Middle East with 57. The second best religion was Catholicism from the Aztecs, even though they're gone. Obviously, that's the America's most popular religion. Fourth, then, is Jakarta is Indonesia's Hinduism, which I think Siam have sort of adopted as their own, and probably spread into China as well, just based on map location. Shinto is still okay in South America from the Inca, and then, yeah, Judaism and Protestantism not doing too well this game. But that will be it for today. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. We will have a few, probably maybe 1 or 2 update episodes, depending on how much happens, as I said. And then we will come up with some new ideas. Thank you for some of the suggestions. I'll have a look into those. They're coming through at the moment. I'm seeing them pop up on my phone every few minutes. So yeah, I will have a look, and we'll come back with something new. There might be more AI only. I'm not going to guarantee it, but it looks like we might be heading towards doing more AI stuff. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.